6 months ago, I had zero coding experience, zero, and I just shipped a fully working app built almost entirely by AI, not a toy project, a real app with a real backend that real people are using right now. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it, which AI tools actually move the needle, where I wasted time and money so you don't have to, and honestly, is whether this whole AI builds your app thing is real or just hype, because I had the same skepticism you probably have right now. And I'm not kidding. What I found genuinely surprised me. Here's the thing. The barrier to building software used to be years of learning to code. The average junior developer in the UK earns around £28,000 a year, and companies were paying them for skills that took 3 to 5 years to develop. That knowledge was the moat. AI is filling in that moat at an absolutely terrifying speed. What most people get wrong is they think AI coding tools are just fancy autocomplete. They fire up ChatGPT, ask it to write a login page, get confused when it breaks, and give up. That's not the workflow. The real workflow is layered. And once I understood that, everything clicked. I used 3 tools in a stack: Claude for architecture and logic, Cursor as my AI-powered code editor, and Vercel to deploy everything live in minutes. Total monthly cost? About £40. Less than a gym membership most people aren't using. Think about it this way. If you'd hired a freelance developer to build what I built, you're looking at £5,000 to £15,000 minimum. I spent £40 a month and roughly 60 hours of my own time over 8 weeks. That's not even the interesting part. And the interesting part is the skill transfer. I now understand how apps are structured in a way I never did before because I was the project manager, the QA tester, and the decision maker. AI did the heavy lifting. I did the thinking. And that split matters enormously. Now here's where it gets interesting. The biggest unlock wasn't the AI writing code. It was AI writing the brief. This blew my mind when I first saw it. I'd describe what I wanted in plain English, like genuinely rough napkin sketch level descriptions. And I'd ask Claude to turn that into a proper technical specification before a single line of code was written. That spec became my source of truth. Every time the AI went off track, I'd paste the spec back in. Suddenly, the outputs became dramatically more consistent. Most people just prompt and pray. Having a spec is the difference between an AI that wanders and one that builds. If you're getting value from this, a quick tap on subscribe genuinely helps. Most people watching right now aren't subscribed yet, and it takes about half a second. If you do nothing else, do this. Before you touch any AI coding tool, spend 1 hour mapping out your app as if you were explaining it to a smart 10-year-old. What does it do? Who uses it? What happens when someone clicks this button? That document, even if it's just bullet points in a notes app, becomes your project Bible. I'm just being honest. The people who skip this step are the ones posting on Reddit saying AI coding tools are overhyped. They're not overhyped. They're just being used wrong. A few rapid-fire things I learned that nobody really talks about. First, version control is non-negotiable. I use GitHub, it's free, and it saved me at least twice when AI confidently broke something that was already working. Commit your code before every major AI change, no exceptions. Second, AI hallucinates APIs. And I'm not kidding, this cost me a full weekend. AI will sometimes reference functions or libraries that don't exist or exist in an older version. Always verify against the actual documentation. Painful lesson, but only need to learn it once. Third, the economics of this are genuinely staggering. If you build even a micro SaaS product that earns $500 a month, your development cost was $40. That's a 12x return in month 1. Even if you never monetize it and just use the skills professionally, being the person in any team who can prototype fast is worth serious career capital. No one talks about this enough. So to recap, build a proper spec first. Plain English before any code. Use a layered AI stack rather than one tool. Protect your work with version control. Always verify APIs manually. And treat your time as the asset. AI is the leverage on that asset. Next week, I'm going deep on which specific prompts actually produce clean, production-ready code. Because the difference between a good prompt and a bad one is the difference between 2 minutes and 2 hours. You don't want to miss that one. Smash that like button, and I'll see you in the next one.